Did you know that gumbo means okra? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Okra. Okra is one of my favorite foods. Growing up in South Louisiana, we used it in a lot of dishes, especially in gumbo, which means okra. Okra has been written about as early as the 12th century, but experts, they can't reach an agreement on exactly where these plants originated from. Some people think East Asia, West Africa, Ethiopia. So the Bantu tribe, who were Egyptians living in the fertile valley of the Nile, they were really into okra. And they were actually credited for spreading okra seeds throughout Africa and in Egypt in 2000 BC. When finally okra made its way to the Americas, it was actually brought here by slaves from West Africa. Now picture this, you're in your yard, you're in your garden, kids playing, all of a sudden you hear screams, you hear a bunch of noises, and then people came in and pulled you, your family, dragged them out of their villages. During this process, the Africans grabbed up the okra seeds, hoping that wherever they ended up, they could plant them and eat. A lot of slaves were transported naked. How did they get okra into this country? They hid the seeds in their hair. The Africans that were forced to be slaves also hid rice in their babies' ears and hair to ensure they had something to eat if they were taken from them. Let that sit in. The first use of the word okra appeared in 1679 in the colony of Virginia. The colonists found the best place to grow okra was French Louisiana. Hoorah! In 1863, in the middle of the Civil War, coffee was scarce and expensive. They began looking for other alternatives. Turns out that, mature okra seeds provide the best substitute for coffee. You can dry, grind, and roast the seeds to make a replacement for coffee. And the taste is reportedly not that far off from traditional coffee. The best part is, unlike the ones made from actual coffee grounds, this okra coffee is caffeine-free and it won't keep you up at night. So I want to tell y'all some awesome effing facts about okra. Okra flowers have both male and female parts and self-fertilize themselves. They just go, I'm pregnant. That means they don't need pollen from other plants, and you don't have to plant two plants side by side. One fertilizes the other. No, you only have to plant one. Okra is high in vitamin C and vitamin K, which protects the body against scurvy. Scurvy, people. Okra is rich in collagen, which is important for skin health and upkeep. It's your vanity food. The benefits are fewer fine lines and dark spots. I'm going to buy some okra right now. Another great aspect of okra is that it protects against cell damage. It also contains a type of protein called lectin, and it may inhibit the growth of human cancer cells. Okra can aid in lowering blood sugar levels, which is crucial for people with diabetes. I hear people, the slime in okra. Well, guess what? Wastewater treatment facilities found that the slime of the okra helps waste in waterways. So the waste materials, it sticks to the slime and it cleans the wastewater and prevents water pollution. Okra also helps lower cholesterol levels because the mucilage or slime, it binds to the cholesterol during digestion. This helps your body excrete cholesterol instead of absorbing it, protecting you from the cholesterol buildup that can lead to heart disease. One of my favorite recipes of all time that involves okra is, I'm from southern Louisiana, and that would be gumbo, you got it right. But today, we're making a special gumbo. This gumbo is vegan. And before you say, why? This is packed full of yummy, yummy goodness for vegetarians and vegans, and we should love them too. Also, my wife is pescatarian, so I want to make a gumbo that suits her. You know, everybody should eat gumbo. People that are gumbo aficionados like myself, we should learn how to make gumbo fit everyone. I'm going to show you this vegan gumbo because it applies to okra. All of my gumbos are thickened naturally with okra. When I use it in my gumbo, I apply them either fresh or frozen. I kind of prefer frozen. When you make your vegan gumbo, you will cook your okra in with your stock. A normal gumbo, you'll cook your meat to make your stock. You'll cook your carcass or whatever in the stock to create a chicken stock. Well, in vegan gumbo, there's no chicken to create a stock, so you have to meticulously build a gumbo in stages to create that dense, meaty flavor. I've done a vegan gumbo 8 or 9 times, and every time I use slightly different ingredients because more ingredients are actually out now, and they're showing you a lot more versatility in vegan products. I'm gonna show you the best way to plate. We have our rice. Now, a lot of Cajuns or people will use white rice. I like to take it in a little better direction, and I have brown basmati rice. It's a little bit chewier, but white rice, it's stripped of all its grains, it's stripped of all of its nutrients. You want a little more nutritious alternative with gumbo. Now, some people will put a lot of rice, some people will put a little. I'll put about that much. So now I come in, spoon it right over the rice. Lots of yummy. You can also see the fingerling potatoes. What I have here is I have some fried okra. Sometimes you're fresh to put on, it doesn't taste right. So I like to do a little crunchy fried okra. So I put that right on top. And then I do my chives. And also, if you're wondering, what is this big old thing here? This is a baguette. And of course, when you do gumbo, you gotta get it rustic. And I love to just tear a piece of bread and get that sucker right there. All right. I do hope you enjoyed a little history and interesting facts about okra. History isn't pretty, and I'm not trying to make any group of people feel guilty. History should be told the way it happened to learn what worked and what we should never, ever do again. It's time to move forward with a better understanding of the past. I'm Elizabeth Grove, and this is EdibleFX. So what did you think of that vegan gumbo? Were you raised on a certain type of gumbo? Gumbo that's non-traditional, that maybe you don't see ever? I would love to know what type of gumbo you or your grandmother or your family makes today. Let me know.